Hi everyone, I'm so glad you came back to story time, and I see so many friends out here. I see Alex, and I see Annabeth, and Eric, and John, and Stephen, and Brody, and Julie, and Amon, and Jason, and Brandon. And you know what else I see? I see some guests. I see Harper. Hi Harper, and you know who else I see? Luca. Luca, I'm so glad you could join us. Today's book is called The Flea's Sneeze, and it is by Lynn Downey, illustrated by Carla Firehammer. Do you think this book is fiction or nonfiction? That's right, it's fiction. This is not a real story. And I'm reading you this book with permission from the Scholastic Company. Thank you, Scholastic. So remember, I look at the pictures and the words, and then I share them with you, okay? On a dark, dark night on an old, old farm, in a rickety, crickety, tumble-down barn, everyone slept peacefully. There they are, and they're all sound asleep. I guess we should be quiet. Shh, okay. So they're all sleeping. A rat, a cat, a black-eyed bat, a cow, an owl, a feathered fowl. That's like a chicken. A dog, a hog, an old barn frog. Everyone slept peacefully, but not the flea. Do you know what a flea is? It's a tiny, tiny little insect. So hard to see. I wonder why the flea isn't sleeping. No one heard him cough. He's tiny, so he's a tiny cough. Can you see him now? There he is on top of the mouse. And a mouse is tiny. So can you imagine how tiny the flea must be? No one heard him, not even the mouse he used for a house, or the rat, or the cat, or the black-eyed bat, or the cow, or the owl, or the feathered fowl, or the dog, or the hog, or the old barn frog. They all slept peacefully, but not the flea. I wonder why he couldn't sleep. What do you think? Let's find out. No one heard him. Sniffle, sniffle. There he is. So let's see. First he coughed and then he sniffled. Why? What do you think is bothering the flea? I think you're right. So no one heard him, not even the mouse he used for a house, or the rat, or the cat, or the black-eyed bat, or the cow, or the owl, or the feathered fowl, or the dog, or the hog, or the old barn frog. They all slept peacefully, but not the flea. I'm beginning to feel pretty badly for that flea. What about you? I've never felt badly for a flea before. No one heard his garbled plea. Does anybody have a tissue for me? Why do you think he sounds that way? I think you're right. I think he has a cold. Let's remember he coughed and he sniffled and then he said, does anybody have a tissue for me? So no one heard him, not even the mouse he used for a house, or the rat, or the cat, or the black-eyed bat, or the cow, or the owl, or the feathered fowl, or the dog, or the hog, or the old barn frog. They all slept peacefully, but not the flea. What do you think is going to happen next? Let's see. First he coughed, and then he sniffled, and then he asked for a tissue in a funny voice, and then suddenly, before he could cover his snout, achoo! Oh, that scared me. Did I scare you? I'm sorry. I had to read that really loudly because the author wrote these letters in really, really, really big. That meant I had to read it that way Maybe you can help me. I'll give you the microphone and you can read that with me. Ready? Achoo! You did a great job. That's right. That sneeze was so loud for a little flea. It scared the rat, who cried, boo-hoo, and woke the cat, who hissed, maroo. It baffled the bat, whose eyes turned blue, and confused the cow, who muttered, moo, moo. It outraged the owl, who hollered, hoo, hoo, and flustered the fowl, who crowed, cock-a-doodle-doo. I guess it's a rooster, not a chicken, huh? It daunted the dog, who barked, woof, woof, and sprayed the hog, who screamed, ew, and reminded the frog of his odd nephew. I don't quite understand that line. You think maybe the author did that just to rhyme? I think so. You and nephew rhyme. But the mouse the flea used for a house kindly gave him a tissue. The flea wiped his nose, and before his eyes had even closed, he began to doze. I didn't even know that fleas had noses. Did you? He began to doze. That means he fell asleep. For all the rest of that dark, dark night on the old, old farm, in the rickety-crickety, tumble-down barn, everyone slept peacefully. Oh, shh. Look how peaceful. Oh, wait, it's not quite over. Everyone slept peacefully. The flea and the mouse he used for a house. The rat, the cat, the black-eyed bat. The cow, the owl, the feathered fowl. Even the dog and the old barn frog. Everyone slept just like a log, except the hog. No one heard his garbled wheeze. I think I got a sneeze. You think maybe he caught the cold from the flea? I think so too. Well, I hope that you are staying healthy, and I'm so glad you joined me. Have a great night. I'll see you next time for story time. Bye, everyone.